Hello and welcome. I'm Emma Byrne, ex-Irish international and Arsenal ladies goalkeeper. I'm so excited to host the first of the ATA Football event series starting this summer. ATA Football is bringing you events with the world's best, and to kick it off, we have none other than the captain of the UEFA Women's Champions League winners, FC Barcelona, Vicky Losada. You can find all our events on www.atafootball.com, and registration is free. So get yourselves on there. We've also asked you to send us burning questions to Vicky with a chance to win an ATA Football t-shirt. Thanks to everyone who sent in their questions, and we'll reveal winners at the end of today's events. So, without further ado, I want to introduce you to my favorite human being, of course, and favorite footballer, Vicky Losada. Welcome, Vicky.
Hello. How are you, Emma?
I'm very good. How are you?
Good.
Good. We know you're super busy at the moment celebrating all the trophies you've won this season. So thank you very much for finding the time to chat with us. So let's talk all things football, okay? And none other than only the best team in the world, probably, Barça FC. Basically, Barça FC has had arguably the best season ever. You've won the league, you've won the Copa del Reina, and of course, the biggie, you've won the Champions League. Ooh. Vicky, you've been with the club for many, many years. Since you were, what age did you join?
14.
14, like a little brat. You're the captain, and you know Barcelona better than any other player out there. Would you agree?
I agree.
Okay, we wanted to pick your brain a little bit, okay, and get into the details of how FC Barcelona has become the best club in Europe. Probably the best in the world, to be quite honest, from a playing standpoint anyway. That's in both men and women's, as far as I'm concerned. We've chosen some clips of you, particularly you, grouped with them in types of play from possession to out of possession, and basically showing why you're not only a world-class midfielder, but captain and one of the most versatile players on the planet. Would you agree with that?
I'm not sure about that.
But... You don't have to answer that. Okay. We're also going to ask you a few personal questions. Is that all right?
I don't know what to say.
I'll take that as a yes. If you don't say
I'm
anything,
ready for everything.
I'm still going to ask you them anyway. Okay, so shall we get into this?
Let go.
Let's go. All right. First, let's get your thoughts on the season, an amazing season. All right. How good was it to lift that cup, especially when the Copa del Reina, for example? How was it to lift that cup?
I mean, we've been working so hard. I've been saying the same for 3 weeks in all my interviews, especially after Budapest, that crazy final that we lost basically in 20 minutes. And we've worked so hard, and I've never imagined that I was going to have this end. And especially the Champions League, everybody knows I was dreaming with it. And then the 2 other ones, it's been an amazing season. I've been so lucky that I've been the captain and I lifted them trophies.
Absolutely. And of course, the Champions League, look at those, look at that silverware. I mean, you don't have enough hands to lift all the trophies you've won this year, right?
It's so heavy, by the way. So heavy.
And this was a really good night for you guys, right? It was a chance for your fans to celebrate with you also, right?
I think it's the first time that the women's team has done this. And I think this shows how Barça is investing in us, and hopefully more teams can join and give the women's team what they deserve, because it's something that we're not gonna forget.
Yeah, and it must have been a real emotional night for you, particularly, Vicky, being at the club for so long. How did it feel when you lifted the trophies and the fireworks were going off, and of course that famous song? How did that feel?
I mean, I was in a bubble. I didn't know if that was real or not. When they said to us we were gonna have a small celebration, And then we saw all the lights and everything, everything going on. It was unbelievable and unforgettable. And the girls were, I could see on their faces, the girls were in shock, especially the young girls. They were thinking, okay, what I'm gonna do next year, because I've won everything, I have everything this year. So I think it was an amazing night.
And you were just thinking of celebrating, right? You just couldn't wait to get out there and celebrate,
I think
right?
I had enough celebrations. I need to get back to the office, please.
Well, come here. Let's look. Let's have a look at that Barcelona season in stats, okay? Because they are so impressive. They're so impressive. So you've got the Premier League division. You have the UEFA Champions League. Amazing. You've the Copa de la Reina, but look at the stats alone. You've only drawn one game. You've only lost one game. You've scored 185. Not you personally. I'm talking about you as a team. You've scored 185 goals, and you've only conceded 22 goals. That's amazing.
I mean, it's...
I take that back. 32. I was giving your goalkeeper a bit of a G up there.
I mean, I think it's the numbers are crazy. If you think about this, when the season started, you could never imagine we were gonna get these numbers. But I think the commitment of the team, every single player that has played more or less, the result is this, and I think it's gonna be very hard to repeat.
Absolutely, it's going to be such a difficult task. But like when you were starting the season in pre-season mode, did you think you were going to achieve all of this?
Last year we had of course not, and especially Champions League. We knew we were going to have a massive chance this year, like last season. But you know, Champions League, you are a Champions League winner also. About 50 years ago, I know. Still are.
50 years ago.
You know.
I'll get you back for that. The personal questions are still to come. Don't forget that.
No, but it's been amazing, the Champions League. You know, you can lose any game when you consider goals. I think that number, all the conceded goals, is a key number, because if you can concede less goals, you're always going to have chances to win. And we got PSG on semifinals. We did an amazing 2 games. And then Chelsea, I think they remind me our final in Budapest.
A lesson to be learned, right, for them. I'm sure they'll keep building on that. Well, let's have a look at some of the trademarks of your team and Barça as a club. And the first thing we're going to start with is you guys in possession, okay? The famous Barça with possession. If you just have a look here. How you keep the ball, your little triangles that you form. Talk us through this pattern of play.
I mean, the first thing, looks very easy, but there is a lot of work for many, many years. And half of the team is from La Masia, so it's easier when you work for a lot of years this style. But as you said, we always want to have players with the famous triangles, where you give different positions and you always can play. Sometimes it looks like you play one pass back, but sometimes we do it to play 2 forward, and it's when we get a chance to...
Exactly. It's just about keeping possessions. If you have to go back and give another supporting angle, right? And you can see here that you do go back, you go across, and then you pick the right moment to play that ball through the lines, that killer pass that opens up the team completely, right?
Yeah, I mean, we've learned a lot in the movements, as you see there. As soon as Leila or Melanie go up, Like comes in, the positions are always filled. And then me as a number 6, I give the balance to the team. I'm always supporting the 2 center backs and changing the ball. We always want to play a few passes on one side to make the opponent come, and then quick, good body shape, and play to the other side of the pitch, where they are going to be more players than them.
Exactly. When the opposition are trying to close you down and you know, stay compact, that's when you start to switch the ball and you get that space out wide. Yeah, perfect. Excellent. Okay, good. So that's you in possession. Let's have a look at you, particularly you, switching play. So when you can't play that forward ball and you have to switch it out wide. just looking at your angle there of support, you just had to drop, and it's your first touch that's so impressive for me, and just switching it out. Great pass out to your right back.
Yeah, this year we've worked a lot constantly on the first touches, on how we pass the ball to the players. If you see all the time the passes are in front of the player, where it gives them to win seconds to go forward quick, and also be more effective in the third part of the pitch.
Oh, these clips are making you look amazing, huh? I have to say. Great first touches, great angle of support, and great awareness to know who's around you, and to give you that time and space to play it out. Awesome, awesome. And then speaking of getting in the right positions and your awareness, let's have a look at a clip that really shows this. So here you can see that it's quite tight. The opposition are doing quite well, and you have to find the space here. But you can see this is your centre back playing as a number 9.
And if you see, all the finishing positions are covered. And it doesn't matter who, as you said, is Mappy, is our centre back, the one that scores the goal.
Oh, you love that pass. You love that looping pass, right?
Yeah, well, you remember at Arsenal, how many goals did I score like that to you?
Listen, we're not talking about me, or we're not talking about Arsenal. We're talking about Barça. So let's get back to the point. You can just see here, you're finding the space. Your players can, this is you out on the right wing, playing as a centre midfield, just finding that space out there. And what a ball in. You might have a future as a right winger.
Thank you. The teams play very, very deep with us all the time. So in the end, we want to put more players around the centre backs to fix them, and then give a space. In this case, are the fullbacks, the ones that are joining, and they play as a wingers. And that makes us have a lot of players inside the box, and a lot of times we score from second balls because we're always more than them.
Yeah, absolutely. And it also gives you space out wide, which is where we see you. Where do you prefer to play, Vicky? Do you prefer to play higher in midfield or the anchor?
Like to be near the box, but I have to say that with experience, I feel much comfortable as a number 6. And I'm a player that I never hide. I always want the ball. I want to start from the back. We want creative players, brave players, good body shape, and then giving the balls.
Well, you say that you
The good
like to
ones.
play a little bit higher up. We're going to have a look at your shooting. There are no goals, but we're going to have a look at your shooting anyway. So this is when you do play a little bit higher up and you can support the higher players. So again, the simple ball out wide, you're hanging around the box, ringing the box. But that first touch for me is what's so important, right? Into the space.
That first touch, always forward, is the touch that gives me the best position to shoot.
And there again, that first touch just taking you away from the defender. Really, really good. And of course, as you said, the teams always play a little bit deeper when they play against you. And the men's team, it's the same. They play deeper to try and completely pack out the box, which means that you have to shoot from distance sometimes.
Yeah.
And your team have scored a lot of goals from distance also.
Yeah, definitely a good solution, shooting from outside, fixing players and shooting. And then always something happens in the box.
Yeah, well, we just have to get you shooting on target. So I'm going to get my boots and gloves, and we're going to go out and practice a little bit more. And if you can't score against me,
that gives me an extra motivation. 100%.
Okay, there's one thing that I think you guys have improved on massively. And for me, it's what won you guys the Champions League. And that is how you defend. Because I'm not going to lie to you, you guys were really bad before. Not really bad, but it was a big problem. But you can just see how your team works to get back. I mean, you getting back here, just putting your body in, the tenacity, winning the ball. It just shows that your team are working really hard to get behind the ball, right?
Definitely. And then the first pass, always secure pass to start building again the game. But definitely we've worked so hard, and especially on the tactics also. We're never going to have big gaps between centre backs and fullbacks.
I mean, look at this. I don't know why any team would play short. You guys are like animals when you press. Just such a high press because you play closely together. I mean, in this case, it was from a kick out. But because you guys play so closely together, it's easier for you to win the ball back, right? But you have worked so hard on that, right?
Yeah, and sometimes, sometimes the opponents, the centre backs, there might be a centre back that is playing on the left and is right foot. So you're going to have problems. So basically the first player doesn't go to win the ball. It goes to make that player go where the team wants to win the ball.
A bit like hypnotizing, like making them play in a certain position. But I remember when you were at Arsenal and I would literally lose my voice screaming at you to defend. Literally. And you would never come back past the halfway line. You wanted to score the goals. So this has changed, right? This has changed a lot. This is one of the things that you have changed in your game, right?
I did, especially after being in Arsenal, running every single training and in America. But yeah, and we've worked very hard on the fitness side, and everybody could see on the game we were winning 5, 6, 7, 8-0, and still in the minute 85 we're pressing high in the box. So then we've done very, very good this year.
Yeah, so basically you can thank me for improving your defending skills. No problem.
You're a keeper.
Okay, we're going to ask you some questions, okay? These questions are from the public, the fans, okay? So, are you ready? Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid.
I'm ready.
This one is from Jen Riley, 9. What is your go-to pre-match meal and routine? Maybe superstitions?
Not superstitions, but game day. I always like to eat clean, some rice, everything clean and always the same. Just in case
that's a superstition, by the way.
You think? I
think if you do something the same.
Yeah. And then all the supplementation. I'm a freak with that. Even if I don't play this year, I haven't played many games and I had hundreds of supplementations basically for nothing, for running.
Yeah, I mean, there's no room for any cutlery or glasses or cups here. It's just full of pills, and I don't know which one to take if I need one just for a headache. No, I'm probably taking protein or something like that.
Yeah, so it's something that I love to control. Everything that is on my control, I have to do it.
Awesome, awesome. Gio Fanaram, who's your favorite footballer in the men's game and who in the women's? It can be ex-footballers.
No keepers, please. I grew up watching men's football, of course, and watching Guardiola at the very start, and then Xavi and Iniesta. And I remember from women's football watching Shirley Cruz. I always remember going to the World Cup playing. We play them, and for me, it was like watching men's football. And also Marozan was a player that I used to watch years ago.
I mean, these players are so young. You're making me feel like a dinosaur, really. Okay, next one. Moving on. Sofia Maria Vittoria, what hopes do you have for women's football in the future?
What was, sorry?
What hopes do you have?
You're Irish. I don't understand you at all.
I'm an English teacher. My pronunciation is perfect. What would you like to see maybe in women's football?
I mean, I like to see the first thing in big channels showing all the women football shows every day or at least once a week, like the men. We have loads here in Spain. There's a lot of passion here for men football. I think it has to change in women's football, and especially good opportunities for the little ones that are growing and they need quality to be a professional in the future.
Exactly. Okay, one from Manu Ariatha. Since your debut as a footballer, if you can remember, what is your biggest improvement on and off the field?
Since my debut in first division 15 years ago.
15 years ago. Not that
I
long ago.
mean, as a player on the pitch, I feel now more mature, like on terms of controlling the game, and I think it's something that it's very hard to do. And the fact that I went away to another countries made me a better player. And outside of the pitch, having to share these years with Barça with very professional players, it gave me a lot of leadership, confidence, also commitment, responsibility that now I like to take. And 5, 6 years ago, it was like a job and a lot of pressure.
Yeah, yeah. And you also have an awesome backroom staff at Barca, right? Great, great, great people. Okay, good. One more thing. Andres 50310. What are 3 fundamental things that a young player should do to reach the highest level? What do you recommend?
Work. Be yourself. Never hide. Show what they have. And for me, I know what it is to be part of a team. So for me, the always never being selfish. Be a part of a team. Always my priority is being the team, and I'm very proud of that. And I think it's a massive thing to keep in your career.
Absolutely. Very nice. Excellent. Okay. Thank you very much, guys, for those questions. Okay. Let's talk about you. Okay. What's happening with you? Where are you going on holidays? Where are you going next season? We all know that you're leaving Barca, unfortunately. Very emotional press conference last week. Who are you going to? Well, I know. Obviously, I know. But do you want to tell everyone? No, actually, I don't know. I don't know. I know where I want to go, so I'm going to be like,
you're gonna bring me.
you don't know. Do you know for sure? Contracts signed?
Not yet. My agent is working.
But do you have an idea?
I mean, everybody knows I love the WSL.
Do I need an umbrella?
Maybe, but it's raining lately somewhere else.
Okay, so you don't really know that yet. You have a few options, right?
Hopefully soon I can make it public because I'm looking forward to new times and to start next season.
But like we're talking about Barca, and it is an amazing club, let's be honest. And I was at the press conference to support you, even though I was blubbering like a baby.
You're Irish. You weren't tried. Not even for
inside. Happy thoughts. How difficult? Well, it was very emotional for you, and it's obviously a very difficult thing. But how difficult? Like, what? Tell us the process of that and your decision making there.
I mean, if I think too much, I think I can cry again.
Don't do it.
I mean, it was a very hard decision for me to leave. I have to say, I had a very hard year, and sometimes you have to know when it's the end. And of course, winning Champions League and the Cup again and the league, it made things easier for me. And then having the opportunity to do that press conference, I remember a lot of players that have been in the club that nobody knows them, and that's very sad. I think that needs to start changing for women, and they need the respect and just the chance to say goodbye to the fans, to say goodbye to a club, people that has been in the club for 10-15 years. And I was very lucky. I had that amazing press conference, and that'll stay with me forever also, like all the trophies.
And there wasn't a dry eye in the room. Yeah, it was very difficult, and it is your childhood club. And I remember when you were at Arsenal, you were saying that you wanted to go home, as in back to Barca.
It was the rain, of course, but
it
was the rain. I wanted to go again, back to the sun. No, I've always said I miss England. I love the league, and now they're investing. I think it's gonna be the best league in 1 or 2 years in the world. And I miss that competitiveness that you always had. And I came back because everybody knows it's home for me, but I'm still missing that. And I think it's the game I like to play.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Tell me one thing, one big thing that you will miss here in Barcelona, the club, the city.
Just one thing of
Well, there
Barcelona.
are many. The biggest thing.
No, I mean, I'm gonna miss Barca, even if I haven't had time to think about everything we've won. But I'm gonna miss Barca. It's 15 years in first division and 3 in the development teams. It's very hard, but especially everybody that I used to meet every single day. You know, the chats, people that have been sharing moments for many years, and the weather. That is a must. The weather. I'm gonna miss the weather.
Well, the weather is overrated. I'm going to get you a club in Ireland, and then you'll know all about the weather.
I can
You
move
agree
to
to
Gaelic.
that?
I can move to Gaelic. Gaelic football.
Gaelic football. Awesome, awesome. And tell me, I know you have plans. You're going to focus on getting signing for another team. But what do you think, or what would you like to win with that club, realistically?
Realistically, everything.
Greedy.
I still
You've
have that
already won
ambition.
everything.
I still have that ambition, and that's because that was my main point that made me leave Barca. I still want to play. I still want to be important. I have the ambitions that I had the first day, and it'd be amazing to repeat the Champions League next year.
Well, I don't know if I want that because the celebrations have been going on, and I'm tired. I'm tired.
That's not true.
Awesome. And what about the summer? Obviously, you're going to need time to switch off, but that's always difficult when you're thinking about joining a new club. You're constantly thinking about keeping fit and keeping in shape. But what are your New Year plans for the summer? Going on holidays? Are we going on holidays? Where are you taking me? It's my birthday soon. Is that what you're doing? You're going to take me on holidays?
Stop shooting. I think we are gonna go to the sun, so I don't think Ireland is gonna be in our plans. Sadly, telling you.
It's disappointing.
Maybe 2-3 days.
Well, I heard a little rumor that we're all going on holidays with some of the girls from Barça, which will be
That's
very
true.
good,
We're
very
going with
nice.
the girls for my last goodbye to one of the Spanish islands.
Oh, any more goodbyes? Awesome. Listen, thanks so much, Vicky. You've been awesome. We found out a lot of stuff there. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to register for free at atafootball.com to access matches, premium content, and the world's best leagues. Follow AtaFootball on their social handles on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and AtaFootball. And stay tuned for more exciting events coming at you with the world's best. Thanks. Have a good one. Thanks, Vicky.
Thank you. Bye.